Good evening. There we go. So welcome to everyone returning. It's all so good to see your faces. And to all the new people, we want a fresh start, and this is exactly how we're going to do it. So thank you all for being here. If you could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please be seated. Secretary Wilkerson, if you could please perform roll call. Okay, now we'll recess for a 5-minute meet and greet. For those of you who don't know, this is just a time to walk around and get to know each other. We'll reconvene at 6:08.
How you doing?
Good. Hi, how are you? Oh yeah, he'll probably. I will. I just said Maya. Ebony.
Okay, if you can all be seated, please.
What?
Secretary Wilkerson, did we meet quorum? Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna have a speaker from the blood drive. For those of you who don't know, SGA does a blood drive monthly throughout the school year. She's gonna give a brief overview, because we do have one this Thursday.
If you can't hear me, let me know. I can use the microphone, but I have teenage kids, so use my voice here as well. So just let me know if I need to raise the volume. So blood drive for Thursday, and you guys are doing a monthly blood drive. That is wonderful news as far as the blood center goes, because we're always looking for help. Just some curious information that you guys may not know, you may find interesting. Only about 38% of the population can donate blood. 62% is deferred for a variety of reasons. Travel is a big one. So only 38% can. So those of us that can, we really need to. We have to collect about 1,000 units of blood every single day in our area to service our hospitals. Okay? So that 1,000 units is a big number. Now, it's kind of a big area. It goes all the way up through Normandy, that area, and down into Galveston and Beaumont, about Waco. It's a big area. But we're the primary blood sponsor, so it's really important that we keep that blood supply where it needs to be. We like to have between 7 and 10 days supply on our shelf at any one time. Okay? And in the summer, as we consume some donuts, I don't know if you knew that or not, but about 22% of our donors come from students, high school or college. And so during the summertime, when you're not in school, people don't donate their students. So we struggle really hard in summertime. So we have to have, we like to have 7 to 10 days supply of blood on our shelf at any point in time. Well, this time last year, actually on about August 25th last year, we only had 4 days supply. So when hurricane hit, we only had 4 days supply. We were completely shut down for 4 days. We had limited collections for 3 more days. And the airport was shut down, so people could blood brought in. We were very fortunate, we had no loss of life. Blood is perishable. It only lasts 42 days. We had enough to make sure that every single patient that had to have blood in order to sustain life got the blood they needed in order to make it through. We're very fortunate. The reason why I tell you that is these blood drives, you're going to see the guys on campus all the time. You guys are hosting one a month. If you're eligible, I'm going to beg you to stop and donate if you have the time. And if you don't have the time now, think about the schedule is and see if you can come back. We need to make sure that every single one of these drives will happen, collect what they need to collect, so that we rain like it was tonight, a little bit earlier, and it still is, students don't come. So, the thing here is to let you guys know, please, 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 even if it's raining and you know the blood drives out there, make the effort to come and donate. Okay, get your neighbor, get your friend, whatever, go to the bus and donate, make an appointment. If there's any possible way that you guys can make an appointment and keep that appointment, that's critical. Because it helps us to know, okay, we're gonna have a bunch of students tomorrow, or we're gonna have a few. But I can tell you that any drive you see out there, we need at least, our goal is that between 20 and 25 students donate blood every single time. It was a regular occurrence last year that we had 15, 16, 12. There was a couple times when it was raining really hard, we had 8. So it's really important, guys. I don't care if it's raining, I know it's struggle, get an umbrella. You're always gonna get a t-shirt, or you're gonna get whatever giveaway we have. This month, or for Thursday, I'll take right now Bluebell. Everyone who donates gets a pint of Bluebell ice cream. It's a certificate, you can take the store, get any flavor you want, and it's free. You get a certificate, you walk out. So, it's really a cool giveaway. I won't take up too much of your time. I'm very grateful that you guys allowed me to be here. I'm sure that you'll be told about the dates and they're coming up every month. Does anybody have any questions?
How often do you donate blood?
As a college student, that's actually a really good question, because our stipulations have just been changed for high schools. So those college students are even more important. You can donate blood every 56 days unless you get a double red unit, and then it's 112 days. It's great technology that takes about an hour and a half versus the hour, and it defers you for 112 days instead of 56. Any other questions? How about tattoos? Tattoos, I know they're popular right now. If you have a tattoo that was done in a Texas state licensed facility, there was only a 7-day wait period. However, if you were a friend in your back room, you have to wait 12 months. Okay, well, you know, lots of students have them now. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
It's 12 months when you got it.
If you did it yourself, or if you had a friend did it. If you went to actually facility in Texas, there's only 7 days. Any other questions? Okay, guys, your blood drive Thursday, make sure you fill it, let us out of the water, there's free blue bell for everybody that's able to donate, okay? Thank you so much, and thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Okay, now we'll move into officer reports. First up, Chief of Staff Lee.
Hi guys, welcome back. Just a quick update, I don't have a lot to talk about. We have interviews for ESAs and we have Hungry Audit. They will start next week. And don't worry about office hours for this week. Once we elect the chiefs, I'm gonna discuss with the chiefs what we wanna do, what qualifies for new office hours. We are reworking the system, so it's gonna be a little bit different than it was done last year. And also, I have some parliamentary procedure cheat sheets I'm gonna pass out. Y'all wanna take a quick look at them. And that's in my report.
And Treasurer Wolford.
How's everybody doing today? Good to see everybody. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. We were supposed to get up and show you guys the budget today. We couldn't do that, due to some technical difficulties. But when we do get a chance, I'll go over that with you guys. We'll go ahead and make a motion past that so you guys can see that. But if you guys do have any preference questions, we'll leave that up to the chiefs. You guys have to talk to your chief and your department and have them get to you. Request form as far as that goes, and you get that to me, and then we'll take it from there. Other than that, let's have a good semester. Good to see everybody here. Let's keep the energy going. Let's make some changes. Okay?
Secretary Wilkerson.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I just want to say, if you're going to be absent, please email me at least before Monday night, or if it's an emergency, try to email me at least an hour before the meeting. Also, next time we come in the roll, I'll be addressing everyone in senator. I just want to make sure I said everyone's name and had everyone's first and last name correctly. And if I
Hurry.
Hi everyone, I'm glad to see y'all here today. So I'm just gonna go over dress code and then also internal affairs. So the dress code will be business casual or your SGA senator polos with jeans. But whenever we do have presenters like today, you will have to wear slacks. But our secretary will send y'all an email ahead of time so y'all will know we have presenters. And then also for internal affairs, all of the chiefs will have to meet with me. It's a mandatory meeting at 5:15 on Tuesday. Now, if you can't come to that meeting, just talk to me later, like after the meeting, if you have any time conflicts or anything like that. Because that meeting, we'll have to go over your report before the Senate meeting at 6 p.m. And that's it. Thank you.
And now to my report. My report's probably gonna be majority of the meeting tonight because we're appointing all of our chiefs and stuff. But first, I said this at the beginning, but to all of you who came in after that, welcome. Thank you all for being here. All of the returning people, it's glad to see you. And all of the new people, it's amazing to see this room as full as it is. I don't know if I've seen it this full since my freshman year, so it's good to see that because we are having a fresh start and this is exactly where it starts. So, just a couple of words before we start cabinet appointments, and I'll explain that before we get started. Like I said, we are working on a fresh start this year, and that's what we want. We are here to serve the students, and a lot of people don't know it, but SGA is a very powerful organization, and we can make a lot of change on this campus. But that only happens if we're not caught up internally, and we're not caught up coming at each other. So just keep in mind that we are here to serve the students, and that's our #1 job. So if we get caught up internally, we're not gonna get our job done. So if we support each other, if we help each other, make the events bigger and better, then we're gonna be successful and do what we do. So just keep that in mind. The e-board's always open to talk to you. I'm always open to talk to you. I'll be in my office a lot. We want to keep that open form of communication. Always feel open to talk to your chiefs, which is what we're about to appoint, but always feel open to rely on one another because that's why we're all in this organization together. And for those of you that are new, you will see how this works in just a second. We do have to rely on each other a lot, and we have to put a lot of trust in each other, and that's going to be a lot of what this year is based on because we have a lot of new and a lot of big things coming to the Senate and to the student body this year. So keep that in mind. So now moving into cabinet appointments, and what that is I have my executive board, but there's also chiefs and a council director, and each year we reappoint the people to that. So we're gonna start with, let's see, student affairs. So basically what I will do is I'll explain the department. As it's my job as president to nominate someone to appoint, but then I'm gonna open the floor up to y'all if y'all want to nominate someone else because I wanna give y'all a fair chance as well. So student affairs basically does tailgating, tabling on the yard, a lot of literally student affairs. They deal with the students, they help recruit for the organization, they host events, and so if you're an event planning type person, you're a people person, this might be the place for you. So the person that I'm going to appoint, or nominate to appoint, is Dejanay Durham. So if you could please stand. Say a few words to the Senate.
Oh, you want to go up there or?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go there, it's fine. Whatever you're comfortable.
Hi, so I'm Dejanay Durham. I'm a sophomore here, and SGA was the first organization that I actually joined, so I kind of feel some type of way about it. I really like it, and I like the new direction that they're taking everything. You know, they're having their cake night and everything like that. And my big thing is trying to reach out to more organizations and stuff like that. He already talked about how powerful SGA is, but I feel like the big thing that I realized when I joined, like even the people that I'm writing, a lot of people didn't know what SGA was or what SGA does or the actual power that SGA has, you know? Like we're an organization, but I feel like more importantly, we're kind of like a big brother and big sister to other organizations. So I kind of to be like more supportive and I want to reach out to people and I want us to go to more orgs and see what they do and see what they're about and just doing things. So, yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for the candidate? Yes, ma'am.
No, I don't have anything of events. He already told me about their cake night, which is something similar I wanted to do. But the big thing I wanted to focus on is tabling more and things like that. I know people love free t-shirts. I don't know if we have more bad free t-shirts, but I wanted to just we talked about working internally, and I wanted to do that, you know, so we have PR care when we have that, you know, getting more people to follow us, because everybody got a Twitter nowadays, you know, stuff like that, so I kind of want to, you know, try to reach people where they're at.
Okay, if you could step outside. Does anyone else have anyone they want to nominate from the floor? Okay, does anyone have anything they want to say while she's outside? I'll entertain a motion to approve Dejanay Durham for Chief of Student Affairs. Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion approved. Juliana, could you be the temporary sergeant at arms? Okay, now we're going to move to University Affairs. University Affairs is the department that really goes above and beyond to connect with the administrators and other departments and stuff on campus. So they do things like Bear Cutoff Falls In, that's their biggest thing. Last year they started a pamphlet to let students know about SGA, what's changing on campus. So just like the name of the department says, it's literally University Affairs. So the person that I'm going to nominate to appoint is Ms. Stephanie Cruz. If you could just say a couple of things to her, please.
So, my name is Stephanie Cruz. This is my third year in SGA. I've been in University Affairs since I started. I actually did co-director for Bearcat All Pausin last year, and I'm actually very eager to run this department. Hopefully, if you guys allow me to. I've already started on safety walk. I have all the information I need from the person before me, so I'm here for it.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, if you could step outside, please. Okay, before we get started discussing her, does anyone have anyone they would like to nominate from the floor? Okay, does anyone have anything they want to say about Stephanie? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Stephanie as Chief of University Affairs. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passed, thank you. Okay, and now we're going to move into rules and regulations. The person that I want to nominate couldn't be here just for tonight because they had a program they had to attend. But he did write a short little speech for y'all. So I'm going to read that. It's Logan Kennemer, by the way. He said, "Hello, Senate. I hope everyone has had a great summer. Unfortunately, I am unable to make the meeting tonight as I have a program that I'm required to be as an RA. I've been involved in SGA for 2 years, working both with rules and regulations as well as the governing documents committee. I would love to have the opportunity to serve this year as our rules and regulations chief and help do my part to better SGA. Thank you all for your consideration, and I hope you all have a great first meeting." Does anyone have any questions that I might be able to answer on his behalf? Okay. Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, he's been on rules and regs, so he knows how to do it all. So that's the reason I chose to appoint him. Okay, does anyone have any other appointments they want to say now? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Logan Kennemer as Chief of Rules and Regulations. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Okay, now we're going to move to public relations. So this person is in charge of all of our social media, all of our marketing for the organization, which we are going to revamp this year, so that we can reach a lot more people. So the person that I chose, and I think that she's going to do a great job for this, is Ms. Jasmine Eastland. Just say a few things to them, please.
Okay, hey y'all, hey.
Hey y'all, hey.
My name is Jasmine Eastland. I've been in SGA for 1 year. I won't say I was like with one department because I was like rules and regs, student affairs, and public relations, so I was kind of pretty much everywhere. But I do, like he said, want to revamp the whole social media thing, really get us out there, because like, said earlier, a lot of people do not know what SGA is, or when we meet, what we do, or anything like that. So in order for us to continue to grow, like, social media has to be on point, because that's what we are right now. Okay.
Does anyone have any questions for the candidate? Okay, if you could step outside, please. Does anyone have anyone that they want to nominate from the floor? Okay, any discussion about Jasmine? Yes, sir.
I will say about Jasmine, she's a very sociable person, and I do feel like she will change things up as far as public relations and marketing and just keeping people informed about HGA.
Any other discussion? I will say that we keep saying like change and improve. Social media has been on the up and up for 2 years, so it's not like it was bad. We're just gonna continue growing it. They have done a great job for the past 2 years, so I don't wanna give any discredit for the past 2 years, so. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Jasmine Eastland as Chief of Public Relations. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you. Now we'll move right along to the council director. This person I've had my eye on since he came into the Senate, so this was a very easy choice for me. The council director is going to be in charge of all you new people that are coming in. Your title will be counselor until you get voted into the Senate. It's nothing crazy, just like a 2-week little training. It's not, but anyways. This is going to be your go-to person until you are an official senator. So this person is not afraid to ask questions. That's what I want you to be, is not afraid to ask questions. So I want you to follow the leader. So the person is Isaiah Daniels.
Raise your hand if you're new. I want you to know that I sat in your seat last year.
That's right.
And what I want from that, I want you to know that each and every single one of you is important, because each and every single one of you represent a part of this university. And you sit in that chair, you're making that next step to branch out and have a voice within our community and here at San Diego State University. And I'm excited, if I'm appointed, I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited to work with you and see all the different changes, all the different opinions and things that y'all want to say and change here at the university. And I'm excited to be that start with you.
Does anyone have any questions for the candidate? Yep, a couple of questions, just one actually. How do you plan to revamp the process?
My plan to revamp the process, so being my first year, it was kind of, parliamentary procedures are kind of like iffy, especially since, it's new and a lot of people haven't been within the process. So my plan is during our meetings and we interact with each other, my plan is to teach you different parliamentary procedures, have like a little quiz and kind of teach you the history and background of different things that we do in SGA and the impact that we have on campus. And so you can be a part of that.
Any other questions for the candidate? If you could please step outside. Does anyone have any other nominations from the floor? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Isaiah Daniels for council director. Is there a second? All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, and now we're going to go to Attorney General. I chose to appoint Logan Kennemer because he is the Chief of Rules and Regulations, and in the new Constitution that's on VP Parker's desk and is really getting approved now, is that they have to be the same person. So I went ahead and just appointed them to where down the road we don't have to worry about a technicality. So does anyone have any other nominations from the floor before we vote on that? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to, yes.
Can you explain what that position does?
Yeah, so the Attorney General is just in charge of making sure everyone's staying on parliamentary procedure. If there's ever any impeachments or anything like that, so like if people don't show up for attendance, they're gonna get an impeachment letter, they don't resign. It goes to the Attorney General, then it goes to Rules and Regs and Internal Affairs, so that person's in charge of that as well. So they're just here to make sure that we're staying on task, and if I do parliamentary procedure wrong, they're gonna tell me to correct myself too, so, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Logan Kennemer as the Attorney General. Is there a second? All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. And now, lastly, for the cabinet is the Sergeant at Arms. This person is there just in case someone gets out of hand and I need them to remove someone from the room, which will never happen, I'm sure, or let's hope it doesn't. So this person has have to have a strong will, not afraid to get someone out of here that's going crazy. So that person that I'm appointing is Rebecca Etheridge. You could say a few things to the Senate.
Okay, so I was the previous council director for 2 years, so I'm very happy to set that down and let Isaiah control that. So he's gonna do a phenomenal job with y'all. So like I said, I've been here for 2 years. It's been a phenomenal, fun time, and I'm just ready to kind of take on a different position here. You know, what our great Chief of Staff is doing right now is basically what I'll do, open doors or anything. No one's gonna get too crazy, so I don't have to do anything too crazy. But first off, thank you for the nomination and it appointed. I'll just do my best. I don't know what to say. Don't get crazy though,
Any questions for the candidate? Okay, you can step outside.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So what exactly will you do professionally to remove this person?
Well, considering that our meetings are being live streamed, we will not do anything crazy at all. That is not necessary. If it does get out of hand, I just think just going and talking to the person, if obviously our president or our board wants someone removed, I'll just be like, come on, sir, ma'am, kindly let's step out of the room. We also have our advisor, Dean Young, so if need be, he'll be able to help me. So, nothing too crazy, but I would just like to be polite too. If I'm doing something crazy, y'all tell me, and I'll be like, okay, my bad, let me get out here. So, we're all people.
Okay, any other questions? You can step outside.
No.
Do we have any other nominations from the floor? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Rebecca Etheridge as Sergeant at Arms. Is there a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Okay, and we have one last department, sorry, I did forget about this one. This one's External Affairs, which does with our city, like Huntsville City Council, if we go there, they do bike day and stuff. And this one, I'm actually gonna open the floor completely for nominations, so at this point, you can nominate anyone that's currently in the Senate.
I have a, appointment.
Yes.
I wanna make a motion to, make Kevin Baker.
Do you, wait, just a second, do you accept?
Yes, I was a little thrown off, sorry. I accept.
Any other nominations? Okay, if you could please stand.
Can you explain what it's like?
Yeah, they deal with the city. So, like city council meetings, we'll be going to some of them. If there's I know a couple of years ago, we actually got it banned for people to smoke cigarettes in public places in Huntsville. That was a lot of external affairs. And then the bike day, which if you get appointed, since I know you're new, I'll work with you on that to make sure you're up to date. So, if there's no other nominations, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Hi, y'all. How are y'all? I'm Michaela Baker. I'm the president of NAACP. But with that, I do a lot of external affairs through my organization. So a lot of things that I do as president, I have to go to the adult branch org meetings, and a lot of times we go to city council meetings as well. Not always, for the best reasons, but we work with them. I have a really great relationship with a lot of them.
I'm really excited to jump into SGA. I wasn't expecting this position or any position, but, you know, heavy is the head, nowhere is the crown. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for the candidate? If you could please step outside. Okay, any comments about the candidate?
She's amazing.
Trayvon?
Well, last year, she was the NAACP president, and I was the head chair of the NAACP. And one thing about her is that she's always on with her work. She's always passionate what she does, so this position is very important.
Any other comments about the candidate? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve Michaela Baker as Chief of External Affairs. Is there a second? There we go. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, you can let her in.
Get that waved up.
Okay, so we have some more appointments, but I'm gonna make these really quick. They are the Supreme Court, so if there's ever any, if there's an impeachment that comes to the Senate, it gets passed, and that person wants to appeal it, goes to the Supreme Court. During election time, if there's a decision made by the Election Commission, that person wants to appeal it, it goes to the Supreme Court. They have the power to abide by the punishment from the Election Commission or overturn it. This Supreme Court does consist of 5 students and 4 faculty, just because we always want students to have the main voice. So I'm going to read through these and let you know a little bit about them, and then we're going to vote for them all in one. If y'all want to change somebody, then you'll make an amendment to my motion. So the first one is Oliver Carson. Oliver has been a Supreme Court member for the past 2 years, so he knows the ropes. He knows what consists of it. He's been pretty fair for the past 2 years, so I didn't see a reason not to keep him. Darius Estelle, he's sitting right there. He's been in SGA for the past two years. He's a very dedicated worker. He told me he wanted to be on the Supreme Court. I kept his word 4 months later, so hopefully he still wants to be on the Supreme Court. And then we have Madison Smith. She's president of Orange Keys. She's a mass comm major. She's in Zeta. She's not here right now. These people aren't in the Senate. They can't be in the Senate because it's conflict of interest. So that's why they're not here. And then we have Vanessa Del Valle, and she's right there. She's a psychology major. She's also a tutor at the Math Center, so hit her up if you need math tutoring needs. Then we have Crystal Williams. She's a communications major. She's a junior, I believe. She's also not in the Senate, so that's one of the reasons why I appoint her. The staff members is James Van Roekel. He's the director of IT for the Division of Student Affairs. Katie Pelton, she works in Residence Life. Gene Roberts is going to be the Supreme Court Chief Justice this year, and he's the Director of Legal Mediation Services. That just kind of makes sense. And then Jessica Begno, she works in leadership, or she works in legal services. She's a staff member as well. So I'm going to entertain a motion to approve all 9 of these people to the Supreme Court. There we go. Is there a second? Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, and then next week we'll appoint the election commissions because I'm still trying to finalize them. They will serve for the homecoming election and the spring Senate election. So we'll do that next week just because I don't want to go too late on time. So that ends the officer reports. Now we will go into department reports, but normally the chiefs will be giving reports during this time, but what I'm gonna do is take 5 minutes for the chiefs to break out and for the counselors and whoever's in the Senate that's interested in each department to go to the chief. So we'll start with student affairs. That person can come over here. So if you're interested in joining student affairs, come meet with Dejanay to talk about meeting times. Yeah, right now. Okay, next we're gonna go to external affairs, which is the one that does with the city. Michaela, if you can just come by the door over here. And meet Michaela by the door if you're interested in joining external affairs. University affairs is gonna be meeting right over here. If you're interested in university affairs, meet Stephanie over in this corner. Student affairs, I already said that, sorry. Public relations, if you're interested in public relations, meet Jonathan right over there under that speaker on the wall. Rules and regulations, y'all can meet with me right up here because Logan's not here. And then the council, y'all don't have to meet with Isaiah right now, but y'all need to find a department. Because that doesn't count as a department. Yeah, so student affairs, I'll say it again, we have student affairs right here, university affairs, public relations, external affairs, and rules and regulations is right here. And we're gonna stop this at 6:50. So you need to have a meeting time planned by 6:50.
Chief, do you mind writing down a list of everyone's name and handing it to me at the
Don't count. You said a day.
Hey, can I get everyone's attention really quick? Chief, can you make a list of the people that are interested in being in your department and give it to me, please, at the end? Or you can email it to me, but if you wanna write it down and give it to me now, that'd be fine. And if they're a senator already, just put like S next to it.
Yeah, it's the office. Just know something.
I'm good. Welcome back.
Oh, okay, last year.
I was one of the co-executives recommended the.
Okay, started Thursday.
You all didn't meet in this room years ago. But yeah, so I've been on.
Why are we doing next Thursday? We've done rush. Yeah, we don't want to rush. Lots to tell. I might have lots to tell you. No. Oh, I can't wait to.
It's the next part for me. I next do a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Ooh, got the kick on it. You went, oh, look at that socks.
You ain't ready for them socks.
I saw that on
No, I haven't really met it.
Here, you got the name here a little bit?
That's right up your reach a point where you have It does.
Okay, we're gonna cut it a little short. If you could all find your seats, please.
It's time for you to go.
That's right. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Sounds good.
Oh, go on in.
I'm giving all the signs.
Okay, just to get back started, for the chiefs that's gonna create a group meeting, please add Vice President Hardy into all of them since she is the chair for internal affairs, so she can keep up and ask any questions. And then now, all the chiefs that were appointed, the council director, and the caucus chairs, which we're about to get into, y'all have to attend internal affairs, which is at 5:15 before every SGA meeting. Basically, what y'all be doing is giving your reports to Vice President Hardy. She'll be giving you recommendations and suggestions, giving you contacts, things like that. So be sure to be there for that as well. So now we're gonna move into caucus reports. And what normally happens here is there's a caucus chair for each college, because starting next week, you're gonna be broken up into a college based on your major. And that person's gonna give a report every week. That person's in charge of scheduling meetings with the dean of your college, setting up possible town halls, different things like that. So raise your hand if are there any grad students in here? Okay. Any students in the College of Sciences and Engineering Technology? Okay, so starting next week, you're gonna be sitting right over here at these two end tables in the front. And you will be choosing your caucus chair next Tuesday as well. So if you're interested, be sure to be ready. You won't be voted on by the Senate, y'all choose that just in your caucus. So, and that's just for senators. Council, when y'all get voted in, then you'll come sit with your college. Okay, and then do we have any from College of Humanities and Social Sciences? How many is that? Keep your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's 12. Okay, thank you. College of Fine Arts and Mass Communications. There's 1. Okay, so you're gonna be the caucus chair. No, he's not the Senate. You'll be the caucus chair once you get in the Senate. You're getting started early, so. Okay, College of Education. More than last year. More than last year. Okay, College of Criminal Justice. College of Health Sciences. Okay, and College of Business Administration. Okay, so next week you will be appointing your caucus chair, and that'll happen during the 5-minute meet and greet. So you'll be sitting together, you'll discuss who you want as your caucus chair, you'll let us know so we can put it in our records. So moving on to old business, there's none because it's the first meeting. New business, we're gonna run very quickly through the new business. It's no legislation, just an update on new events and stuff. The first is the blood drive. Teresa Bose just came up and talked about it. The first one is this Thursday, it's from 12:30 to 5. So I'm going to be sending out a Google Docs for all of y'all to fill in if you want to volunteer. We do need a couple of people for the whole time, so you can break it up however you want to break it up. But we do need a couple of people out there to help work the blood drive. So I'll be sending out the Google Sheets to y'all, even to the counselors, because that's volunteer hours. You are an SGA because you are a counselor, so you can get involved starting now. The Senate retreat is normally at University Camp. This year it's at Main Event. It's going to be September 16th, and we pushed it back that far because that gives all of you time to get into the Senate. So y'all will be able to come to the retreat as a senator. So that's September 16th, starts at 2 o'clock that evening, and what's going to happen is the chiefs and everyone will come at the beginning, then we'll have a lunch break, and then the rest of the people will come. We'll go through parliamentary procedure, event planning stuff, and then y'all will get like a free play card. You'll get to go play all the games you want. There'll be hopefully bowling and then laser tag, so it'll be a good bonding time for everyone. So next is Bearcats United, and Vice President Hardy is going to speak on that briefly.
So for Bearcats United, it'll be next Wednesday, September 5th from 5 to 7 in the LSE Theater. So we're going to have the director, Drew Miller of the Counseling Center, come out and speak to us. We're also going to have an open forum as well. So this is an event to just unite the campus on something that's going on right now on our campus, and then also world issues later on. So it's going to be every single month we're going to have a different Bearcats United, but this one's going to be more of like just having a speaker, and then we're also going to have a photo booth, a banner, and then just light refreshments. So we do want everyone to come out. So y'all be there. Thank you.
It starts at 5 o'clock and it's in the LSE Theater next Wednesday. And then the next is voter registration. I'll let Christian talk about that really quick.
All right. I'm gonna be working pretty closely with our new external. But on September 12th, we need everybody that can to get deputized. Not baptized, deputized. Okay? We want to have a couple different voters drive, get everybody voted, and actually get a chance to give back to the community a little bit. So we want everybody to get deputized if they can to give back and get our community voted.
How can you do it and what are the times?
I will give that to you guys in an email.
So I'll be sitting out for you.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll get that to you guys. But September 12th is the next time we can get deputized, so hopefully we can go as a group and get registered early. Okay.
Yeah. So sorry. There you go. So it is a free training. It's at the Walker County Annex, and it's about like an hour and a half. And it's not the most fun thing that you've ever been to, but it's definitely worth it because we do need to increase voter turnout and just make students aware that they do have the power to vote. So we'll be creating a Senate group me as soon as we get all of your contact information, and at that time we'll send out the flyers. She'll send out an email so you'll know about it ahead of time because you do have to register for it. Swipe Out Hunger. If you did see our campaign when we ran, we talked about Swipe Out Hunger, and that has been started. I'll have one last meeting before I do meet with the director of Aramark to talk about Swipe Out Hunger. What that is at the end of each semester, students will have the option to give up their remaining meal swipes to students who are in need of like food or meal swipes. Or the other option is that they're going to give up a certain amount of their remaining meal swipes, and that will be donated or converted into a dollar amount, and that will be donated to a nonprofit, which I want to be the SHSC Food Pantry. So hopefully that'll be starting in the spring semester because there's a lot of logistics stuff that's going to have to go on once it gets started. But my last meeting is on September 20th, and then we'll get the ball rolling then. So just an update on that. Security cameras on campus. So I have already been in contact with the chief of police here. So that's my first place to stop to talk about security cameras in every parking lot on campus because there's been a lot of thefts and break-in of vehicles and stuff like that. And how are they going to prove who it was? I mean, it just makes sense to have cameras. It increases safety on campus. So that's one of our bigger things too. Constitution update. So I talked about it being on VP Parker's desk. I just asked him yesterday, and he has started going through it. So that will be coming back to us. We'll vote on it as a Senate, and we'll put it on the homecoming ballot. And as soon as it's approved, we'll start working off of that one. So just an update for that. Now we're going to move into open forum. This is a time for any of you that want to say anything, but first, it's going to be a time for all of the new people to state their intent. Nothing crazy, you didn't have to have a speech prepared. You'll just say your name, your major, your classification, and why you want to join SGA. So if y'all could all just come form a line right up here at this microphone. And before we get started, you're going to be getting Senate applications, and this is where Elisha comes into your life. So Elisha is your contact from now on for the council, and you'll be getting this filled out. He'll explain it more in the council process, but you'll be getting this, and you need to fill this out as well.
Anybody who stays their intent, it's okay, don't be nervous, just say why you want to be an SGA.
Okay, my name is Tyler Maldonado. I'm a health science major. I'm going to be a nurse, and I wanted to join to be able to give my peers as well as myself a voice in Sam Houston and be able to make a change and a difference.
Just hold it closer to your mouth. Because Jaden will, I can hear Jaden.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Seth Griffith. I'm a healthcare administration major, and one reason I really want to join SGA is because I really love their campaign this past year that they had about bringing new and fresh and basically changing up the campus, which is something we need at this time.
Yeah, I did. We're gonna find out.
My name is Jonathan Lyon. I'm a CJ major, criminal justice with a political science minor. And I want to join SGA, become more involved. I have some ideas, so that would be pretty cool if I can
Hello, everyone. My name is Kennedy Clayton Howard. I am a kinesiology major, marketing minor, and I want to rejoin SGA because it's my family. No, it's because I do want to continue to try to make a difference on campus. And yeah, I will see
I wanted to join SGA, or I want to join SGA because it's an interesting, to me, it was pretty interesting. I want to get a feel for, you know, the community, how our students have the ability to change what's going on campus. So I look forward to being involved. Thank you.
Today, my name is Anthony Anderson. I'm a junior here at St. Houston. I'm an education major. And the reason why I'm a history minor. And the reason why I want to become a part of SGA is because I want to be part of something great. The last day of campaigning at the last semester was great. All the new things they're going to bring to the campus, and I want to be a part of something like that. So that's what I'm doing.
My name is Monica Rodriguez. I'm a junior. I am majoring in sociology and political science with a minor in Middle Eastern studies. I want to be an SGA because I want to be part of an organization that is meant to strengthen the bond of everyone on this campus. You know, students, faculty, everyone to make a better experience.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm a sophomore. I'm a business marketing major, and I'd like to be a part of SGA because I'd like for my ideas and my voice to be heard on a wide scale to benefit the students of St. Houston and the community of Huntsville.
Hello, my name is Olga Mahano. I'm a double major in forensic chemistry and criminal justice with a minor in biology. I wanted to join SGA because I wanted to be more involved with my school as well as my peers.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Dominic Lewis. I'm a sophomore and accounting major, and I want to join SGA because I know that the change is needed on the campus, and I wasn't exactly sure how you go about changing the campus, so I just wanted to join to find out more information and also let my voice be heard.
Hi, my name is Tisma Paraji. I'm a psychology major with a minor in political science. My focus is on law, and the reason why I want to join SGA is to try to leave my mark and help this community grow, and I believe this organization can help me do that.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Martinez. I'm a human resource management major, and I joined because I want to get more involved and make a difference.
Hi, my name is Evangelina Cavrubias. I'm a double major in criminal justice and psychology. And the reason I would love to join SJA is to make a difference in the community, but also bring awareness to the things that we are already doing well and everyone loves. And
Hi, I'm Nicholas Polk. I'm a mass communication major with a concentration in public relations. And I wanted to join SGA because I just wanted to join an organization that's going to be better the St. Houston community and this wonderful campus. And I really wanted to utilize my future PR things here.
Hi there, I'm Thomas Wolf, and I'm a digital forensics major with a minor in criminal justice. And I would like to join SGA because I want a public forum to express my ideas to try and help change the campus. And I would also like to gain some experience in a professional setting, and I think that could really help me grow and give me experiences for the future.
Hi, my name is Eva Mary. I'm a freshman and I'm majoring in political science with a minor in legal studies. I want to join SGA because one day in the very distant future I want to be in the actual government. I actually want to run for the real Senate. So
Hi, my name is Faith Jason Holman. I am a biology major on the female program. I'm focused on female, and I want to join SGA to be more involved in campus.
my name is Kennedy Williams. I'm a freshman and my major is political science. And I want to join SGA just so I can grow as a leader and also work with different minded people who have different ideas and also want to make an impact within the community.
Hi, my name is Dominic Hayes. I'm a junior political science major and going to be social studies minor. The main reason I want to join SGA is to give back to the student body and to gain some leadership.
Hello, I'm Julissa Alvarez. I'm a freshman and a CJ major, and I wanted to get involved in SGA because it's a great way to get involved on campus.
Hello, my name is Veronica Morales. I am a freshman. I am a political science major and a criminal justice minor. I wanted to join SGA, or I want to join SGA because I want to be able to make a difference and I want to get my voice heard, and I just really want to get involved on campus, and I think this would be a great way.
How you doing? My name is Amaya Allen. I'm majoring in criminal justice, minoring in forensics. I'm a freshman. So anyway, I want to join SGA because in high school I really wasn't involved with like government stuff, and like now is my time because I have time to do so, and I really want to, put my voice out there and stuff. So, yeah.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Kwame Amba. So I am a freshman here at Sam Houston State University. I am majoring in international business. And then the reason why I want to join SGA is because I believe that there's so many things going on in this role, good and bad. And one thing that I believe is that everyone has a God-given purpose, and why not use that purpose to make a difference in this role? And so.
Hi, my name is Valeria Garza. I'm a CJ major. I'm classified as a junior, and I want to join SGA because not only will I be able to be involved on campus, but I think it will also be a great opportunity to network.
Hi, my name is Amber Garcia. I am a freshman. I'm majoring in biomedical science.
I want to join SGA because I feel like it's a great way to network and meet new people and just have fun, and that's
Hi, I'm Juliana Bone. I'm a senior marketing major and communication studies minor. Yeah, I'm graduating soon. Anyways, I wanted to join SGA because I want to spend my last 2 semesters here improving the campus as much as I can, and I'm a proud and passionate Bearcat, and I just want to serve this university as much as I can.
Good evening. My name is Dorian Lewis. I am a biology pre-med, minor in psychology. I guess it's cool on now. The reason I want to join SGA is because I believe in the philosophy of impact, and I feel like SGA is the way to start that.
My name is Josh Whitlock. I am a sophomore here, a double major in economics and international business with a minor in management. And so I just wanted to join because there's 20,000 students enrolled in this campus, and a lot of them don't know about this, so I just wanted to give those kids a voice too that didn't know.
My name is Robin. I got nervous. Okay. I'm a junior. My major is biology with a minor in psychology, and I want to join SGA to get involved and make a difference.
Hi, my name is Alexis Agee. I'm majoring in human resource management, and basically, I just would like to join this organization because I have seen, the impact that it has on campus, and these last 2 years that I am here on campus, I just would like to be involved with something that has, a big impact in Huntsville and on the campus.
My name is Jasmine Cruz. I'm a CJ major, and I want to be part of this organization because I want to be part of something that has
big impact on campus, and because my sister is definitely recommended to me.
Everybody, my name is Steven Cesar, and I'm a healthcare major. And I want to join SGA because I believe that God gave me knowledge and strength and to make a difference in the environment that I am. And why not do it with people that want to do the same?
Okay, let's give everyone just one more round of applause. I just want to say I'm pretty much mind blown right now of how many people just stated their intent. I've never, ever seen that many people state their intent at one time. And that's a good thing. That means that there's a lot of people on this campus that are ready to make changes to see things happen, and you're at the right place. So thank you all again. Okay, does anyone else have anything for open forum? Yes, ma'am. Okay, and one last thing. All of the current senators that got voted in, I need you all to stand. And the e-board. Just stand. Nothing crazy. Current senators. Taylor? Anyone else? Darius is in the Senate. Okay, Becky's sitting. Okay, so if you could all please raise your right hand and state after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, defend, and abide by the Constitution of the Student Government Association at Sam Houston State University, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of which I am about to enter. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Yes, sir. Yeah, you will be getting new polos next week and new black pad folios at the retreat. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, current senators, you just got a member information sheet. Please be sure to turn that in before you leave tonight. That'll give us your right email, if there any interest, and then also your phone number, because we're going to be adding you into the Senate group meeting. Counselors, stay after for just a couple of minutes to talk to Isaiah about your council process and how he's going to do it. But other than that, yeah.
So tomorrow there's a program called Surviving Sam. It's going to be in the LC ballroom at 5:30, and I'm on the panel with Diversity Council, BSA, NED, Alphas, NAACP, and NABCJ. And we're just going to be talking about the tips just to help you survive your college activities. So I would love for y'all to come out. Thank you.
What time? It starts at 9. You're not required to be there at 9. Yes.
Hi, we're gonna have our first NAACP meeting in this room Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
I've heard a lot of y'all in political science, so you're interested in the Law Society meeting, the Law Society organization is having a meeting tomorrow. So if you want to know more information about that, just come ask me after the meeting.
Anything else for open forum?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you. Jaden. Turn your member information sheets into Jaden, please.
All chiefs, please meet by the podium.
If you are in the council, hold on just a second because I have some information for you guys. So just hold on.
If any of the chiefs have any time conflicts with internal affairs, please see me now.
I don't know how to start. Hit the X? Yeah.